Another day, another fire. There we go. It is raining, mind you. It's very wet out there. So I've just been getting rained on, which wasn't too nice. See, I don't mind rain when I'm working, because when you can get back into a cab and you've got the heater on full blast, then it quickly drives away any moisture. But if it's just 18 degrees in your room, then not quite the same thing. My fingers aren't cold at least, so that thermometer doesn't really give me as accurate an indicator of what my state is as my body does. Now mind you, I did have a hot breakfast. Normally I have some cold cuts of meat, so that makes a difference. Right, I need a light. I'm just trying to think. Oh, there it is. It's by my foot. There we go. I'm assuming Guy Fawkes, because he's asking me questions about catalytic converter fires, has watched the video by post 10, which I found interesting as well. And yeah, it's similar technology to a gas mantle, which was these actually it was running concurrently with the advent of the incandescent light bulb. There were still many people using gas because electricity wasn't widespread, and they found by having a gas mantle made of thorium oxide, and then I think later they replaced it with gallium when they found out that thorium was radioactive. It would not ignite, but it would incandesce under heat, and so you'd get more light for the same amount of combustion, which was really kind of cool. And I think these catalytic converters, they're doing something similar in that they're taking the exhaust gases, which is smoke from your fire, and they're burning it up. And we have the same thing in cars. I mean, the catalytic converters in them take the unburnt gases, and they use them. Now, what might be interesting with that, because this idea that you're not getting all your money's worth out of your fuel, Elmore's, which unfortunately doesn't exist in real life apart from 2 prototypes, they have a 3-cylinder, or really 2 cylinders feeding into one, I'll explain later, prototype 5-stroke engine. The idea is it's a 4-stroke engine, so you've got your 2 cylinders going into the 4-stroke, and then you've got a low pressure. Can you see the wax melting? It's melting and running off onto that. They have a low pressure cylinder which the exhaust from these 2 cylinders feed into, and the idea being that it's, I suppose in some ways, working a bit like a turbo or a supercharger, except a supercharger, you're losing some mechanical work to get more air induction in, so you get more power overall, but at greater fuel consumption. And the turbocharger can be configured for greater fuel efficiency, but there's lag because you need a certain amount of exhaust pressure to build up before the inductor fan can start spinning. However, with this 5-stroke, as soon as exhaust gases go into the cylinder, it has to push it down, and I suppose that's the 5-stroke really. In this case of just, there's no suck compress, blow, and then, oh come on, suck, that's the fuel air mixture, compress, bang, and then blow the exhaust out, that's it. So, and then whereas with a, so why would they call it a 5-stroke? Because as far as I can tell, you've got a 4-stroke engine feeding into a 2-stroke energy recuperator. Because maybe I'll have to watch the video again to understand it. Oh, but I'm going on the tangent here anyway. Back to catalytic converters. Yeah, you've got your fuel. It's making smoke, which is when you don't have enough air for the fuel to burn properly, and then you convert that smoke into more heat with this catalytic converter, which is yeah, it's an interesting phenomena. It's a catalyst reaction. Some of the catalyst reactions use up the catalyst. Is that right? Yes, I think it is, because I'm thinking of a magnesium aluminium battery where it has salt water as the electrolyte, and the magnesium electrode eventually gets used up. But that's a catalyst for the hydrolysis of water, which produces electricity. I suppose what hydrogen binds to the aluminium or the magnesium, who knows? Anyway, back to this catalytic converter. It is doing a non-reactive reaction. No, it is reacting. Come on, get it right. It's not reacting chemically. So let's say the catalyst was made out of palladium, for example. It's not burning up palladium to turn into palladium oxide or palladium. What would be, if I had palladium and carbon and oxygen? I don't think there's any chemical which would have those three in it. Carboxy, palladium carbo, no. Palladium carboxide? No. Point being, it's not using the catalyst. It's not converting it chemically from one substance to another. It's a physical process. It does some sort of magic, and it goes, oh, that's some nice carbon monoxide or whatever other volatile compounds you've got in your smoke. I'm just going to convert it into heat now, and then what you get goes out of the flue is just your water vapour, carbon dioxide, and sulfuric acid. Because wood and coal, they both have sulphur in them, so you burn them and you get that. Look at this fire, it's not very good, is it? I think I'll just put another stick on there like that. Yeah, let's put that stick there and then we'll have a look. Yeah, just it's a bit lackluster. Ah, that was closed. Right. Maybe it will start to draw a bit better now that I've opened up the vent. You'll have to forgive me. As Guy Fawkes points out, Eritrea is 3 hours ahead or behind of the UK. So that's why I have my jet lag. Yes, that sounds like a logical explanation. And as a consequence, I'm what's this? Oh, text message. Ah, work. No, I can't do that. 5:30 a.m. start, and it's an hour's drive away. So I have to be up at 4:30 in the morning. I can't do that. I'll respond to it later. No, that's. Oh, excuse me. I'm. So anyway, yeah. I knew I was going to get up at 8 because I've told myself, and my body seems to accept that, which is good. Because there's been times when I said you're going to get up at this time. I've woken up. I've turned off both of my alarms, and then I've gone back to sleep. But so whilst my body understands this is time of waking up, it doesn't quite understand. All right, you've got to wake up 8 hours from now. We should be asleep. We shouldn't be thinking about sleeping. We should be asleep. So yeah, about 2 or 3 in the morning, got to sleep. It's all right. Wasn't doing anything important today, and I just did some chores really. Did some chores yesterday. Did some chores today, and yeah. You know what? Let's enjoy this moment in silence. I say silence, but unfortunately, when I shift my position on the chair, it starts to creak. I think when the weather improves, because can you see the flex there? I'll take apart because I can unscrew, there's 4 tabs, I can unscrew those, I can carefully take the pane out, give it a wash in the sink, and then fit it back in. Yeah, that'll be good then. Be nice to give it a proper, well, I say a proper clean. You know, some people actually go to the effort, they vacuum clean everything out, and then they give it a wipe down. I just thought, well, why are you doing that? You know, some people are fastidious. appropriate tool to use as a poker. Oh yeah, and as well, so you can see it's an Ash Day today. So that's when you see the title Ash Day, you know it's a day I've taken the ashes out. Usually what happens is I take it out and then I come back in and I use this shovel to just scrape up the bits, and then one time I pulled off the Ash Day and I had to make 3 trips because I couldn't load it all in the second go. So load up the third go and then it was done. But usually it's 2 trips, and today there wasn't much to load up at all on the old ashtray. So yeah. And the thing is, I'll get to the end of this burning season and I'll forget all the little tips I do, like putting the logs to the side to dry them out, drying out the kindling, putting some tinder on the thing like that, and cleaning up the ashtray regularly. I forget all of that stuff, but that's okay, because I'll relearn it all. It's much like when I go over to France. Maybe I'll do another French stream at some point. Yes. From now on, if it's an Ash Day, it'll be a continue en français jour. Alors, pour répéter pour mes francophones, j'ai en train de réciter mon cloche biologique. Oui, on appelle ça une cloche. Le machin pour dire l'heure, c'est une cloche. Est-ce que c'est une cloche? Ben, tu sais pas, pardon, si tu écoutes et tu dis mais qu'est-ce qu'il dit? La phrase en anglais c'est biological clock. Et mon sens de temps naturel, voilà. C'est bien, ces recettes maintenant, je lève à 8 heures de matin, mais malheureusement, mon cœur, mon esprit, c'est pas encore discipliné, et il faut faire qu'à minuit que je dors, comme ça j'ai 8 heures. Hier soir j'ai eu 5 heures, et le soir avant ça 6 heures. Mais avant ça c'était bon, c'était 9 heures au repos. Mais j'ai appris une médicament pour une sédative. Oui. Alors mon cerveau c'est pas en pleine forme aujourd'hui, alors c'était pas facile à parler en anglais, et c'est encore plus difficile de moi de penser en français. Et mon excuse, c'est... Ah oui, j'ai en train de redémarrer mes heures où je couche. Et j'avais fait mes devoirs. Oh, c'est vrai, je rappelle ça mes devoirs. J'ai refait mon lit aujourd'hui. Oh non, je connais pas les phrases pour les composants d'un lit, hein, mais oui, c'est pas un coussin, c'est qu'est-ce que c'est la chose à mettre la tête là-dessus? Je sais pas, parce que c'est jamais quelque chose que j'ai parlé avec. C'est les draps et c'est une duvet, mais c'est matelas. Je connais cette phrase, mais l'autre je ne connais pas. C'est vraiment, c'est débile. Um, il a une homme anglaise, son nom c'est Paul Taylor, ou comment on dit en anglais, Paul Taylor. Et je vais expliquer pour mon audience anglaise. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm explaining to my French audience this thing about terminology, and I'm going to use a stand-up comic called Paul Taylor. And his story, summary is, he speaks French fluently, like myself, but he hasn't got any of this vocabulary. So he's got his missus, who's French, and they're at a department shop, and they're talking about what tiles they want for the kitchen. So the salesman goes up to him and says, "Et qu'est-ce que tu penses de bricolage, monsieur?" And poor Taylor is just like, you might as well have said, started talking to him in Japanese, because he hasn't got a clue what they're on about. And he says, a lot of French find it quite jarring, is that when you're talking fluently to me, you don't have an accent, but you don't understand simple terms like, what tiles do you want for your kitchen? Alors, les francophones, est-ce que tu as entendu la mot bricolage? Oui, alors, Paul Taylor. Chaque fois je rigole, parce que son nom c'est pas Paul Taylor, c'est ce que ça c'est une c'est son nom en français. Alors, il est avec son mari. Il a un magasin pour acheter des choses pour la cuisine. Et l'homme d'assistance ou la dame, je sais pas, demande à lui, est-ce que tu as choisi ton bricolage? Et il regarde à elle et dit, quoi? Le bricolage, monsieur. Désolé, je ne connais pas ce mot bricolage. Alors ça c'est vraiment débile parce que il est un homme qui parle français et il regarde son mari et dit, ton mari, est-ce qu'il est bête? Il ne connaît pas ce que c'est bricolage. Et mais désolé, mais c'est que je pourquoi j'ai dit désolé pour lui? Ah oui, désolé. Alors, c'est très rare, c'est vraiment une niche qu'on trouvait un homme qui sait parler français et assez bien. Bah, c'est assez bien pour... je peux passer une conversation avec une vraie Française ou une Meuse, même une Québécois. Mais non, je vraiment connais pas la majorité de cette phrase. Alors, je connais les mots qu'un enfant connaît, parce que comme j'ai appris la langue, j'étais petite. Alors, si tu poses moi qu'est-ce que je pense de Tintin ou Kik et Fluke, je peux répondre. Mais est-ce que tu demandes moi quel bricolage je veux dans une cuisine? Ben, la seule raison que je connais que ce que c'est bricolage, c'est parce que c'est une longue blague de Paul Taylor avec son mari qu'il faut acheter toutes les nouvelles choses pour les maisons et il ne connaît pas cette chose comme bricolage ou comment ça s'appelle les choses d'un lit ou qu'est-ce que c'est silverware? Les fourchettes et les couteaux. On appelle ça les machins de... Non, pas les machins, les trucs d'argent. Mais ça, c'est ce que je trouve difficile en français. Et surtout aujourd'hui parce que la tête ne marche pas très bien. Mais ça, c'est pas important. Ce qui est important aujourd'hui, c'est que le feu, regarde le feu. Ça va bien, hein? C'est bon, c'est une feu, c'est un vrai feu. Et comme ça, je vais chauffer et je vais reposer. Et je pense que je vais dormir bientôt ce soir. Alors à tout à l'heure. Goodbye.